My 21M BF says he can't feel anything with a condom. Throwaway because some of my friends know my main account. Okay, so this has been an ongoing issue and I just need to vent and maybe get some perspective from people outside of my life. My boyfriend, 21M, and I, 20F, have been together for about 8 months now. We met in college, hit it off really fast, and things were honestly great in the beginning. He's sweet, funny, smart, and we have a lot in common. But there's been one thing that's been bothering me more and more. Every time things get intimate, and I bring out a condom, he either sighs, tries to steer things in a different direction, or outright says, "I just can't feel anything with those on." At first, I thought it was just a preference thing. Like, okay, maybe condoms don't feel great for some guys. I get it. But he really leans on this excuse. He'll say things like, "It ruins the moment," or "I can't finish," or the worst one, "It doesn't even feel like sex." I've been on birth control since I was 18, but I've always preferred using condoms too, both for extra protection and because I've had a couple of health scares in the past. Not to mention, I had an ex who gave me an STI. I was lucky it was curable, but ever since then, I've been super cautious. It's not just about pregnancy for me, it's about feeling safe. Anyway, every time I bring this up, he either gets defensive or acts hurt, like I don't trust him. He says he's only been with me for months now, he's clean, and I should just relax. He's even tried to initiate sex without a condom a few times after I said no. Not forcefully, but like, testing the boundaries. That really upset me. We had a big fight about it last week. I told him it made me feel disrespected that he keeps pushing this when I've been clear about my boundaries. He looked genuinely upset and said, "I just want us to be close. It's not the same when there's something between us." I didn't know how to respond. Part of me feels bad. I do care about him. I want him to enjoy being with me, but not at the cost of my comfort or safety. A few of my friends are split on this. One said I should consider compromising if I trust him and we're monogamous. Another said this is a huge red flag and I should run. I don't know. I feel like I'm being manipulated, but also like I'm overthinking. He's not a bad person, but this feels like a bad pattern. So, Reddit, am I overreacting? Is this a normal disagreement in relationships, or is this a sign of something deeper? Update. Hi everyone. I wasn't expecting so many responses to my original post. I read every single one, even the tough ones. Thank you to the people who were kind but firm. Some of you said things I needed to hear, even if I wasn't ready to admit it yet. So, here's what happened. After I posted, I sat with everything for a day or two. I started looking back over our relationship and realized this wasn't the only thing that felt off. The pattern wasn't just about condoms. It was how he'd react whenever I set any kind of boundary. He'd guilt trip, deflect, or make it about his feelings. I chalked it up to he's just bad at communication or he's sensitive, but reading your comments made me realize it wasn't poor communication. It was control. I decided to talk to him in person. I didn't want to text something this serious. I told him I'd been thinking a lot and that I wasn't okay with how things had been going. I told him I felt disrespected and like my safety didn't matter to him. He got quiet. At first, I thought he was actually listening. But then he said, "So you're just going to throw everything away over a piece of rubber?" I froze. I think in that moment, something inside me just snapped into place. I realized this wasn't someone who respected me. This was someone who saw my boundaries as obstacles. I calmly said, "No, I'm walking away because you keep trying to make me feel guilty for doing what's best for my body." He started crying. And I mean full-on sobbing. Told me he was just insecure, that he didn't want to lose me, that he'd try harder. But I'd heard it before. And it wasn't just about condoms anymore. It was the pattern. The pushing. The slow erosion of my voice in the relationship. So I ended it. It sucked. I won't lie and say I felt instantly empowered or amazing. I cried that night. I cried the next day. But I also slept better than I had in weeks. And that small feeling of peace told me I'd done the right thing. To anyone else who's reading this and wondering if they're being too sensitive or making a big deal out of nothing, you're not. Your body, your rules. Period. Thanks again, Reddit. You gave me the push I didn't know I needed.